Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to White Shadow Spiritual Advising. My name is BriaBogatin, and today we will be doing your January monthly tarot reading, tarot forecast. So before we get started, I would like to give a special shout out to one of my sisters who made me this gorgeous lapis lazuli wrapped crystal necklace. Oh, yes. All the links on it are handmade. I mean, absolute goddess, Nefertiti, Bastet, Mother Isis vibes. Yes, and earrings to match. So beautifully wrapped. Lapis is one of my most favorite crystals ever, if not my most favorite crystal, and has had a major impact on me and my spiritual evolution. Her name is Devin. Her shop is DevMeowsDesigns. I will put that down below so you can check her out. She has an Etsy, Facebook, and Instagram. And and her stones are ethically sourced. And she sends intuitive oracles with her packaging, which is so awesome. So you can get some little spiritual guidance as well as your crystal. And then she sends a very descriptive description of your crystal of choice with your crystal, and it's really beautiful. Her the way that she has everything set up, and sometimes she even throws some extra goodies in there too, and it's always so fun and exciting to open up her packaging. And she is just an awesome person. So I'll put that information down below. I recommend everyone to her. I mean, hello. So also down below, you can find information from my business pages, which is White Shadow Spiritual Advising on Facebook and Instagram. Until January 10th, I will be offering reading bundles, and the sessions within the bundles are discounted. You can find all the information about that on my pages. If you have any questions or would like to book a reading with me, please message me through one of those platforms. You can check out your sun, moon, rising sign with these videos, as well as any other placement within your birth chart, really. And I think that's all I have to say, Sagittarius, before I keep rambling on. So, Sagittarius, when I pulled your cards and looked at them, the very first thing that came to my mind is the truth shall set you free, Sagittarius. The truth is everything. The truth is what we should live by if we want to live a life of light and truth, right? We all say we want to live in truth until we have to live by the truth, right? Which can be a big challenge. So Sagittarius, I do feel like obviously I've been, pulling cards for Sagittarius on my channel for a little bit. I know you guys have been going through it. So I think the month of January is going to be it's going to be nicer to you guys. However, it is going to come from you acknowledging and living by the truth. So why I say that is because the first card you're receiving is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords is a card of truth. The King of Swords is the king of air, the king of communication. Think of the air signs. The air signs pretty much projectile vomit the truth any chance that they get. So this is an energy that pushes you to live in the truth and really reveal the truth to yourself. Sometimes we know the truth, but we don't fully accept it or acknowledge it or live by it. And that can cause, chaos and, whatever in our lives. So the King of Swords is a card also of, emotional detachment. It teaches us to see information and not exactly feel the information, if that makes sense. To see circumstances and people and the truth and the things that we discover as information and then acting upon it and not like attaching ourselves to it. Learning not to take things so personally all the time is very much a King of Swords energy. You know, people operate out of trauma and fear most of the time, and a lot of times it's fear of death. That, you know, that's a whole other thing. Let me not go on a tangent because I did that to Scorpio, so I won't do it to you guys. But the King of Swords pushes us to speak effectively and clearly, even bluntly, and it also pushes us to look to like mentors, like older people or people who have been through situations like us and have made it out, or like that we're going through and have made it out, to get advice. You know, make sure, Sagittarius, that you are heeding the advice that you are receiving. You know, don't ignore the advice, act upon it. So, Okay, so after you are receiving the King of Swords, Sagittarius, you are then receiving the Wheel of Fortune. So what this tells me is that if you are able to heed the lesson and the archetype and the path, the personality of the King of Swords, then you will then be able to shift things a lot more into your favor, which is what the Wheel of Fortune represents. So a good visual that I like to express with the Wheel of Fortune is you see a wheel in the abyss, in the universe, or whatever, and it is currently spinning in one direction, and it's about to pause to start spinning into the opposite direction, more into your favor. However, you have to heed the message of the King of Swords. This won't be able to happen if you are not able to recognize and act upon the reality and the actuality of the truth of the situation that you are in. You have to be able to act upon the truth in order to get to where these cards are saying that you would be able to get to. So the Wheel of Fortune, it is an auspicious card. It's a blessing. It is, you know, oh my God. Let me take a drink. It is the winds of change blowing, Sagittarius, and it is blowing in your favor. It's a favorable wind. It is divine timing. It is divine intervention. It is a very karmic energy too. So what this is expressing is that whatever the situation is, whatever you are relating this to, it is a karmic cycle. It is in your karmic record. It is a part of your karmic destiny. So that could be why it's also so tedious for you and hard for you to admit the truth to yourself, because it's not, you know, necessarily something that's easy to begin with. But then if you add the energy of karma on top of it and what karma represents, how it can go back stemming into our past lives and our childhoods and our past, you know, in this lifetime, it can be really heavy. And so the Wheel of Fortune is an elevation. It is the next step. It is ascension. And it brings good fortune with that. So this card is the number 10. So the number 10, it represents cycles closing out. It is like moving onward and upward. And if you see in this Wheel of Fortune card, there's a bunch of beings in the card that are reading books, you know, in the four corners. So what that represents is information coming in. And what are you going to do with that information? How are you going to apply yourself when it comes to this wisdom, this truth, this information? This is what your spirit guides are looking to see from you. They're wondering how you are going to be able to handle whatever it is that is coming to light during this time, and come to light it will. So then, Sagittarius, you are receiving the Nine of Cups. This is really exciting because the Nine of Cups is the only card of wishes within the deck of tarot. And really what it represents is worries being lifted, concerns fading away, clarity replacing not clarity, unclarity. You know, the fog is clearing. And even to emphasize that even more, the Ten of Swords, which is, you know, the card of clouds clearing. So you can see the clouds dispersing back there, and the sun coming out. So it's kind of like, you know, especially with the Ten of Swords is like hitting rock bottom and only being able to go up from there. So it's kind of like the darkest, you know, the dark before the dawn. You know, light replacing darkness, a light in darkness. And I really feel that what you're going to find, Sagittarius, is that, okay, and this is a very intuitive feeling. This is something that I just feel really strongly. I feel like what you're going to find, Sagittarius, is that you've been torturing yourself or putting yourself in situations when you didn't have to. You know, like you didn't have to, you know, keep dating that person. You didn't have to trust that friend again. You didn't have to accept that job offer. I think what you're finding is that you made these choices, and it kind of brought about a lot of turmoil. So there's a lot of trial and error, I feel, that you guys were kind of going through to figure out which way you're going to go, what path you're going to choose. And by that, you have also caused your own trauma along the way, which we all have these time periods in our lives. You know, you're obviously not the only one, Sagittarius. We all do this. You know, we all keep ourselves in places where it's harmful to us. And so now that you are kind of cleansing the fog around you and there's like this breakthrough moment, you're going to find on the other side is actually what you want, what you've actually been seeking. You know, maybe it's kind of been an energy or a thing of you don't know exactly what you were seeking in the first place. However, you have to admit the truth in order to get to the other side and actually get to what it is you are seeking. And then once you get there, it's going to be like that aha moment of this is actually what I've been wanting and feeling the whole time. And that is that Nine of Cups energy right there, that moment of, oh shit, I made it. You know, I made it through and I made it to a point where I can say I'm happy. I can say that this is actually the life that I want. This is the lifestyle that I want to live. So this is what is going to be surfacing for you this month, Sagittarius. And so with ending on the Ten of Swords, and you know, you're going from the Wheel of Fortune, which is a number 10, the Nine of Cups, which is a 9, and then the Ten of Swords, 10. So these are end phase type of cards. Even the King of Swords is the last card in the Suit of Swords. So this is the end. This is the end of the phase. It's like, you know, there's nowhere else to go but out the door, pretty much. And once you're able to fully walk out of that door, Sagittarius, and accept and live by the truth of this situation, which it seems like would be encouraging you to let go, on the other side of that, the new door you'll be opening is what you've been wanting, your fulfillment, the emotional, spiritual, physical, whatever, all the fulfillment that you've been seeking is on the other side of this. The challenge is to accept that whatever you're leaving behind is not where the fulfillment is going to be found. But there are great blessings in store, again, Sagittarius, and you should feel excited because you are going to be stepping into a much better phase of your life. You're going to be stepping into something that is a lot more exciting for you and a lot more peaceful, and something that you will actually find true contentment from and true clarity from. So keep on keeping on, Sagittarius, and know that your blessings are waiting for you, and the universe is really just waiting for you to make that move and to better yourself, to make the choice to better your circumstances. So good luck to you and many blessings to you.